feel, with nothing but the bluest skies ahead. What a rosy future lies ahead. Thank you, Bluebird. Happy, happy Bluebird, Mr. Bluebird. Unsuccessful in fact. Who would have thought I would end like that? Surely in no time you'll be back to normal in your evening formal. I'll be poor, unsuccessful in fat, and getting older. Plus, have you noticed I sweat? You will. I have a list of things I regret. Don't tell this story to little children, cause it's gonna scare them how I'm poor, unsuccessful and fat, and getting older, getting grayer. Stop me if you've heard this before, cause if you've heard this before, hell, it's just more of the same. Help me, I'm a player who'll never make it, I won't make it, I won't make it. Once I was practically thin, now I can eat like I'm Rin Tin Tin. Soon you'll be back home, a success in training. I'll be here complaining that I'm poor, unsuccessful and fat, and getting older. I'm getting older. I'm getting older. I'm getting older.
I'm like the bluebird, I should grumble, I should kick, I should be a lunatic. I'm like the bluebird.
Painting my kitchen. My therapist says I should write about painting my kitchen. The most boring topic I've ever heard. I can't think of a word. Is he sadistic, assigning me chores I could never complete, so I'll go ballistic, fail miserably, and he'll see how I handle defeat? Or he's being artistic, looking for clues in the colors I choose. Am I painting it red? Am I angry with someone who's stuck in my head, but not in my bed? Is it something he said? A parental dilemma I've yet to resolve. It's hard to believe I can really evolve by mentally painting my kitchen. Am I slathering on a deep blue? Is that what he expects me to do? A truer blue than anyone I've ever loved has ever been true. Would he even care? Or would he pocket my check with a pat on the cheek, ask me what time I can make it next week, and mention he blues a reflection of utter despair? Painting my kitchen. Am I painting it green? He'd love it, for all I clearly covet. Your lover, your fame, the rise in your stock, your timeshare in Spain, the size of your cocktail ring. Enough of this color thing. Why paint the kitchen? Why not the bedroom? It's such a dead room lately. A new paint job would greatly enhance it. For the next horizontal dance in May, I pray, oh please someday be the setting 4. If I thought it would speed that up, I'd be willing to paint the floor with my tongue in the nude on network TV. Meanwhile, back at the kitchen, my therapist is sitting with his arms crossed. He's looking stern. He's asking if I finished my assignment and what I learned. I know he hopes for a dramatic breakthrough to make him feel he's had a real effect. So what the heck, I tell him, painting one's kitchen is more than the psyche reflected in color selected. At the risk of sounding a little strange, I think it's about change. It's not about dry paint, but rather the process of applying it, honoring each shade, instead of diluting or denying it when never completely covers over a color they always be through. The best we can hope for is a livable blend of the old and the new. Okay, so I'm laying it on pretty thick, but it seems to be doing the trick. A beautiful cacophonous overlap of long-sustaining notes. Life is not a coat of many colors, it's a color of many coats. Do I really believe all this? It's anyone's guess. Does it win his approval? That's the important thing. Yes. Sometimes I feel my heart will burst like a balloon inside my chest, with all the love that's waiting here unexpressed. Fingers that ache to intertwine, warmest of chords but missing tune. Where is the laugh to echo mine? Send it soon. The words my lips would form, the circle these two arms would make safe and warm. Someone could be safe and warm, but maybe the love we yearn to give can find a release some other way, coloring how we choose to live every day, the kindness we can share. Kindness we can share, the circle these two arms would lend in despair. Someone's always in despair. Still, I'm longing to find that pair of eyes, dark as the night or endless blue, holding a light I'll recognize, something clear, something true, something that seems to mean something I haven't seen since you. I'm afraid to be myself. I'm afraid it's not enough. I'm afraid to keep complaining, but it's not within my training to be tight-lipped and tough. You can't have the sun without showers. Each rose must have its thorn. You can't have the spring without winter. That's been true since the world was born. I know that into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine. Into each heart some tears must fall, but someday that sun will shine. Some folks can lose the blues in their heart, but when I think of you, another shower starts. Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine.
I'm like the bluebird, I should worry, I should care, I should be a millionaire. I'm like the bluebird.
There's an old New Hampshire folk song my grandpa used to sing, a song that always cheered me when I was blue. Even grandpa said this folk song was a hell of a song to sing, so be quiet whilst I render it to you. When your instinct tells you that disaster is approaching you faster and faster, then be like the bluebird and sing tweet tweet, tra-la-la-la-la-la. When you know you're headed for the jailer, don't allow the old face to get paler, but be like the bluebird and sing tweet tweet, tra-la-la-la-la-la. Be like the bluebird who never is blue, for he knows from his upbringing what singing can do. And though by other birdies in the boughs he has been told that his efforts are perfectly lousy, he sings on and on till his troubles are through. Tweet, tweet, tra-la-la-la-la-la. Woo! Thank you. And thank you all for coming out tonight. You know, as I've been putting the show together, I've been thinking a lot about why am I still single? I mean, I have a nice apartment. Up until recently, I had a pretty good job, but you know what else, Jimmy? On top of the rest, my seafood's the best in the town. Yes, I can cook too, my fish can't be beat, my sugar's the sweetest around. I'm a man's ideal of a perfect meal, right down to the demi-tasse. I'm a pot of joy for a hungry boy, baby. I'm cooking with gas, cause I'm a gumdrop, a sweet lollipop, a brook trout right out of the brook. And what's more, baby, I can cook. Some guys make magazine covers, some guys keep house on a dime, some guys make wonderful lovers, but what a lucky find I'd make a magazine cover. I do keep house on a dime, I make a wonderful lover. I should be paid overtime, cause I can roast too. On top of the rest, my oven's the hottest you'll find. Yes, I can roast too, my chicken's just ooze, my gravy will lose your mind. I'm a candied sweet or a pickled beet, step up to my smorgasbord. With a single course you can choke a horse, baby. You won't ever be bored, cause I'm an hors d'oeuvre, a jelly preserve, a not in the recipe book. And what's more, baby? What's more, baby? And what's more, baby? I can cook. I'm afraid to love too little. I'm afraid to love too much. I'm afraid that I might shudder, melt like butter at the lightest touch. I'm afraid of pulling back, I'm afraid of falling in. Oh, such warm and intoxicating skin, a sinful opportunity to steep in, arms to sleep in, lips to keep inviting me back for more. Maybe this time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time he'll stay. Maybe this time, for the first time, love won't hurry away. He will hold me fast. I'll be home at last. Not a loser anymore like the last time. Oh yeah, and the time before. Everybody loves a winner, so nobody loved me. Mr. Mr. Peaceful, Mr. Happy, that's what I long to be. Well, all the odds are they're in my favor. Something's bound to begin. It's gonna happen sometime. Maybe this time I'll win. 'Cause everybody, they love a winner. So nobody loved me. Mr. Peaceful, Mr. Happy, that's what I long to be. Well, all the odds are they're in my favor. Something's bound to begin. It's gonna happen sometime. Maybe this time I'll win. I expect every one of my crowd to make fun of my proud protestations of faith in romance. And they'll say I'm naive as a babe to believe any fable I hear from a person in pants. Fearlessly, I'll face them and argue their doubts away. Loudly, I'll sing about flowers and spring. Flatly, I'll stand on my little flat feet and say, love is a grand and beautiful thing. I'm as corny as Kansas in August. I'm as normal as blueberry pie. No more a smart little guy with no heart. I have found me a wonderful guide. I am in a conventional dither with a conventional star in my eye. And you will note there's a lump in my throat when I speak of that wonderful guy. I'm as trite and as gay as a daisy in May, a cliche coming true. I'm romantic and bright as the moon, happy night pouring light on the dew. I'm as corny as Kansas in August, high as a flag on the 4th of July. If you'll excuse an expression I use, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with a wonderful guy. I can't stop talking about him and talking about him and talking about him and talking about him. I can't stop talking about him, the man that I adore. I can't stop talking about him and talking about him and talking about him. I can't stop talking about him. And though I seem a bore, I simply can't stop yelling about him and telling about him and yelling about him. I can't stop hollering over the moment that we met. He had a pinstripe, what do you call it, a beautiful smile, a barrel of money. I can't stop talking about him yet. He kissed me and a bell went bong, a whistle went woo, a trap door opened and I slipped right through. And now I can't stop talking about him and talking about him and talking about him. And if he was yours, well, neither would you.
You must stop talking about him and talking about him and talking about him.
I can't stop talking about him and talking about him and talking about him.
You must stop talking about him and talking about him and talking about him.
I can't stop talking about him and talking about him and talking about him. I can't stop talking about him and talking about him and talking about him. I can't stop talking about him, the man that I adore. I can't stop talking about him, talking about him, talking about him. I can't stop talking about him. And though I seem a bore, I simply can't stop yelling about him and telling about him and yelling about him. I can't stop hollering over the moment that we met. He had a pinstripe, what do you call it, a beautiful smile, a barrel of money. I can't stop talking about him yet. He kissed me and a bell went bong, a whistle went woo, a trap door opened and I slipped right through. And now I can't stop talking about him and talking about him and talking about him. And if he was yours, well, neither would you. Stop talking about him and talking about him and talking about him and talking about him all day long.
It's about time to grow up, don't you think? It's about time, don't you think? It's about time to grow up and face the music. It's about time.
Marry me a little, love me just enough. Cry but not too often, play but not too rough. Keep a tender distance, so we'll both be free. That's the way it ought to be. I'm ready, marry me a little, do it with a will. Make a few demands I'm able to fulfill. Love me more than others, not exclusively. That's the way it ought to be. I'm ready now. You can be my best friend. I can be your right arm. We'll go through a fight or two. No harm, no harm. We'll look not too deep. We'll go not too far. We won't have to give up a thing. We'll stay who we are. Right? Okay then. I'm ready now. Someone marry me a little, love me just enough. Warm and sweet and easy, just the simple stuff. Keep a tender distance, so we'll both be free. That's the way it ought to be. I'm ready, marry me a little, body, heart, and soul. Passionate as hell, but always in control. Love me first and foremost, keep me company. That's the way it ought to be. I'm ready now. Oh, how softly we'll talk. Oh, how gently we'll tread. All the stings, the ugly things we'll keep unsaid. We'll build a cocoon of love and respect. You promise whatever you like, I'll never collect. Right? Okay then. I'm ready now. Someone, I'm ready. Thanks for playing my romantic lead. Even if only in the version I colorized, I fantasized you and me on a porch swing in front of a sunset somewhere. I took a love quiz in a women's magazine. You failed 2 out of 3 areas, and you only passed the 3rd when my libido threw in a grading curve. Your eyes are locked, not our eyes, your eyes locked from my eyes, not to them. I tried to like you less and less, till I reached a point where you liked me more than I liked you, you jerk. I could never feel little enough for that to work. And besides, my eyes tend to give me away, and you can feel the huge energy of restraint in my not touching you or slugging you. And you know how hard it is to keep from loving you. But your eyes are locked, not our eyes, your eyes locked from my eyes, not to them. you've fallen short, let me down. You're wrong, you set me up and the fall just rolled around. After a white hot summer that burned too short for me, will this fall be short? I guess we'll have to wait and see. And what about winter with your heat turned off? Will you huddle in a blanket of memories torn and tattered? The window may be shattered, but the door's not locked. The way your eyes are locked, not our eyes, your eyes, locked from my eyes, not to them. Thanks for playing my romantic lead. Even if only in the version I colorized, I fantasized you and me on a porch swing in front of a sunset somewhere. And thanks for playing your part so well. I came out of it all with a bruised heart, but what the hell? I guess I felt some things I needed to remember. All because your eyes are locked, not our eyes, your eyes locked from my eyes, no key in sight. Your eyes are locked, not our eyes, your eyes locked from my eyes, not to them. I never wanted to love you. I only wanted to love and not be blamed. Let me go, you should know I'm not ashamed to have loved you. I never wanted to love you. I never wanted till death do we two part. Condescend, stay my friend. How do I start not to love you? Were you everything I wanted? It's time I put it all behind me. I'm moving on now that you're gone. It's time now to fly now. It really killed me when you closed the door and there was no more. God, I'm such a bore. And anyhow, we're through. I never wanted, I never, 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 never ever wanted to love you. I never wanted to love you. I never wanted to love you.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine headed my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Hey, Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder, ain't it the truth? It's actual. Everything is satisfactual. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day.
Old Man River, that old man River, he must know something, but doesn't say anything. He keeps on rolling, he keeps on rolling along. He doesn't plant potatoes, he doesn't plant cotton, and those that plant them are soon forgotten. But Old Man River, he keeps on rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, our bodies are aching and they're racked with pain. Pull that barge, lift that bale, get a little drunk and you land in jail. I get weary and so sick of trying, I just started living and I'm scared of dying. But Old Man River, he keeps on rolling along. You and me, we sweat and we strain, our bodies are aching and they're racked with pain. Pull that barge, why don't you lift that bale, get a little drunk and you land in jail. I get weary and so sick of trying, I just started living and I'm scared of dying. But Old Man River, he just keeps rolling along. Word came through in a letter, one of us changing our minds. You don't need to guess who, 'cause I usually do not send letters to me that are mine. I told them I saw this coming, then I quietly packed up my things. I was glad at the time that I said I was fine, but all honesty knows I wasn't ready, no. And so here we go, Bluebird, back to the sky on your own. Oh, here we go, Bluebird, ready to fly, you and I, here we go. Here we go. This pair of wings worn and rusted from too many years at my side. They can carry me, swear to me, sturdy and strong, but still putting them on means goodbye. And so here we go, Bluebird, gather your strength and rise up. Oh, let it go, Bluebird. Oh, let it go, Bluebird. Oh, let it go, Bluebird. Ready to fly, you and I, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. of Bluebird, Kathleen Dixon. As you all know, I'm Jonathan Verge. And what's that? You wanted an encore? I think I might take care of that too, guys. As we stumble along down life's funny journey, as we stumble along into the blue, we look here and we look there, seeking answers anywhere, never sure of where to turn or what to do. Still we bumble our way through life's dizzy labyrinth, barely knowing left from right or right from wrong. But as long as we can hear that little bluebird, we'll sing a song as we stumble along. It's a dismal little world in which we live. It can bore you till there's nothing left to give. 7 overrated wonders, 7 underwhelming seas, 6 excruciating continents, Antarctica? Oh please. Still, you mustn't let it lick ya, this planet, oh so bland. Keep an eyeball on the highball in your hand. As we stumble along, cross life's crowded dance floor, as we push and we shove, we live and we learn. And when we finally leave the bar and we see that morning star, we pull our bootstraps up and homeward turn. Then we stumble away through dawn's blinding sunbeams, barely knowing right from right or left from wrong. But as long as we can hear that little blue